everybody on this as defendants, right? He makes the most motions. They kind of look towards him to kind of lead the tempo and the feel of how the defendants are going against the state. He gets the most time. He's the biggest and best lawyer, and obviously he's Young Thug's lawyer. So he's kind of almost like the lead attorney for everybody, even though he only represents Young Thug. So he's making some type
Your
of
Honor,
case. He's basically saying, yo, it's kind of unethical that y'all trying to force this guy to testify. He admitted he lied a bunch of times, and the judge basically said, shut the fuck up. We're still going to take his testimony. Okay, so they run off Young Thug's lawyer. Now we got the state up here. Here we go.
Discussed with Mr. Steele last night. I turned over the statement that I believe was Brady.
Okay, all right, here we go. Now we're going to see the question part where they try to ask the nigga some questions. Here we go. And chat, as I said, I'm trying to like fast track this as much as I can.
So a federal indictment.
Here we go.
probation is revoked.
Okay. And another nigga lawyer came up, and here we go. Oh no, I think they asked him the question.
5. Defense side. 5.
I think they asked the question. Never mind.
Now they've asked for immunity. I've signed the order. I tell you what. Why don't you step outside and talk to Mr. Melman? We'll go ahead and. Does our witness need to be excused? All right, sir. Then what we'll do at this point in time is we'll call for our jurors and we'll swear you in. And
If you don't mind, Frank, to do is this.
Brady, which give us any different information.
I'm trying to show you the part, but basically they ask him how old he is, and he refuses to even say his age, right? Like he just, hold on, okay, he refuses to say his age.
You're gonna be in recess for the weekend.
Here we go.
Are you?
Okay, so this is a question in that he refused to even answer. Like he basically just don't want to snitch on Thug.
So we can all hear you. So if you could state and spell your first and last name for the
Ask
record,
him to
please.
spell his name.
Kenneth Copeland.
Spell it, please.
KENNETHCOPELAND.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. All right.
And Mr. Copeland, good afternoon. Do you want to be here?
Ma'am,
Do you want to be here?
I'm here.
Okay. Are you going to let me ask you some questions?
Okay.
How old are you?
Grown.
Okay, what does grown mean?
How old are you? Grown.
I'm an adult.
He said, how old are you? I'm an adult. Okay?
Okay. And when you say you're an adult.
Now, by the way, his lawyer, this is all part of a plan. This is not just him acting dumb, people. And for my attorneys who watch me, tell me if I'm kind of on the money. This is a way that someone who's testifying becomes almost a hostile witness, right? So basically, they're not cooperating with the proceedings, which leads to a few other steps being taken. But he's answering these simple questions like this before he even gets to any shit because he knows what he's doing already.
What number in years are you?
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to step outside to your headquarters of jury deliberation, please? From
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so they bring the jurors back out. Dave Chappelle.
Under 24-5-507, this court holds you in willful contempt, and we'll see you on Monday. And we'll see if we can get some more testimony at that point in time. Take him into custody.
So they arrest YSL Woody. He don't want to talk. The nigga say, I'm grown. How old are you? I plead the fifth. Like, okay, cool. So what happened today is like really interesting. Really, really interesting. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. And again, shout out to all my attorneys here. There's so many attorneys who do watch me that are chat niggas, but obviously, I'm not trying to get them to hop on here and like share their expertise because, I don't want, nothing with hip hop to mess up their reputation or whatever the case is. But let me give you the tantamount equivalent to what happened today. It's what happened when in the Tory case, right? In the Tory case when that guy who allegedly heard the fighting and then went by his window and supposedly saw shots, he changed his story on Tory. So essentially, like if you guys don't remember, one of Tory's own witnesses, I think his name was Sean Kelly, switched up his story and went from being a defense witness to a prosecutor witness. That's one of the main reasons Tory went to jail. Now, what was rumored, not rumored, actually this is true, the prosecutor talked with the witness before, and everybody could assume they probably threatened him and say, bruh, if you come in here lying, nigga, we're going to put you in jail. You really like Tory that much? We're going to go crazy on you if you fucking lie up there. The guy went up there and told a whole different story. Told the story the prosecutor wanted him to tell. Here's what happened over the weekend. Remember YSL Woody just got jailed, right? YSL Woody gets brought in, right? Him and his lawyer gets brought, or a rep. It wasn't a male lawyer. It's another lawyer. It's a female lawyer. Gets brought into the judge's chambers, and the prosecutors and the judge, which in the chambers is not on the record. So it's like, I don't know, the chambers is like the judge's office, right? They basically have a conversation with Woody to say, Woody, I don't know what they done told you. If you going to plead the fifth and you going to get out on Monday or you going to get out next week, listen, you have other cases, other charges, this and third. If you don't take this stand and answer truthfully, you're not getting out of jail for a very, very long time. Anyway, so you know what happened? Over the weekend of him being locked up for being held in contempt, today he shows up and he's down to take the stand. Let's actually go to that. So he shows up today. He's down to take the stand.
With Mr. Copeland here, so go ahead, Miss Hilton.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Obviously, he's wearing jail outfit because he spent the weekend in jail. Let me skip through a couple things.
3 brothers' names.
All rules, sir.
Trey Nato, boss.
Say that one more time. You said it fast.
You can tell he don't want to be there. He's so upset.
Nato, Trey's boss.
Nato, Trez.
I think I did.
How long did you go to? Did you finish middle school?
Overruled.
Okay, so they're just asking routine questions. You know, they gotta get a little background before get him in full snitch mode, right?
Your Honor, the state's going to tender State's Exhibit 382Y
Okay.
or Shannon Jackson. Shannon Stillwell or Shannon Jackson.
They're asking about
same
YSL members
person.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you known Shannon?
We went to school together.
Do you remember which school?
So they're painting the picture. You knew all these guys. You went to school with them. They're ready for him to start the snitching, right?
Okay. When you say you think, you can have a seat. When you say you think you see him, what do you think he's wearing?
This is all they wanted. Let me tell y'all gangsters, man. We tired of you niggas half snitching. If you understand and you go like this, anytime you point, it's over. Just complete your job and do what you got to do. That's all we trying to say. You can't half snitch. Ain't no half snitching in this. Hey, what's that fat nigga, Robert Allen, testify? Remember, he snitched on the other niggas because they only gave him $5K? He did the same point. He did the same point with the, here we go.
Are you currently?
He did the same point. Look.
You're saying
Wait, where's that point at?
you say you heard.
Any provocation by Mr. Allen towards Mr. Newsom regarding before myself?
Wait, I gotta get that point.
What did you? How?
Oh, I can't find that point. Oh my god. But you know what I'm talking about. It's that infamous point where that nigga is pointing at the niggas who did the crime, even though he did the crime too. It's the infamous snitch point. My thing is, bruh, just own up to it. Like, these niggas think that they're gonna like do this process and just no. There's mad telling going on, and here's my problem. And we're gonna get to the Bun B shit too. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with telling. I highly recommend it. I actually advocate for it. But you can't be a gangster snitch. You can't be like, you can't be double dutching. Bro, if you gonna snitch, just snitch. Okay, so now he's pointing niggas out. Nah, this is a mean face right here. That's crazy.
Look like he wearing gray over there.
He look like he wearing gray over there. Yeah, nigga. Tell on him. The fuck?
So who are you pointing to over there that's wearing gray?
I think the lady got red hair.
Okay, so you pointing to a lady and not Shannon?
No, the one behind her.
Okay, so you believe that the person behind the lady with the red hair is Shannon. Is that what you're saying today?
Well, it looked like her.
Okay. Does anybody else over there look like Shannon?
Yeah.
Okay, who's that?
Oh, he lied now. Nigga, you went to high school with a nigga, but you think there's multiple people in the courtroom that look like him?
Other person who looks like Shannon over there.
He's standing behind the bald head dude right there.
He's standing or he's sitting?
Sitting down, I guess.
Okay. What's his hairstyle?
That's a lawyer, nigga.
Bald head.
So
Yeah.
you're saying Shannon's the one with the bald head? Or he's sitting
No, he's
behind
sitting
him?
behind the dude with the bald head. I think that's him.
Okay.
It's two people with dreads. I can't see I just see dreads.
Okay.
This ain't no
Let me
bad.
just ask you this. Is Shannon from Atlanta?
I don't know.
When you first met him, where did you meet him at? Was it in school?
Ooh.
Bruh, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. If y'all niggas sign up to snitch, nigga, and you're not doing like a... Yo, this is one thing I don't respect about people who be on this gangster shit. Yo, no matter what y'all want to say about 6ix9ine, he knew the assignment, my nigga. 6ix9ine signed the paperwork that he's snitching, and that nigga came in court. Like, that nigga was pointing niggas out accurately. That nigga was like, yo, he got the polka dot shirt on. I guarantee he got on. I guarantee he got some Hanes boxers on right now. Yeah, he got them same dirty sneakers he stole out my... Like, 6ix9ine was snitching accurately. Like, if you gonna tell, like, nigga, you gotta at least get a gold star in the fridge for this shit. These niggas is like half snitching. I don't like it. I don't like this shit at all.
Did that relationship develop over time? Where he became more than just a dude on the street?
I guess.
Okay. And when you say, I guess, what do you mean?
What you mean? What do I mean? We became cool.
Okay.
Yo, y'all gotta start shaming some of these niggas, man. Yo, these prosecutors going too soft on him. You gotta remind this nigga, hey, you fucking rat. Calm it down and get this fucking job done if you want to leave this courtroom not in cuffs. Like, yo, how you gonna be sassy about snitching? Nigga, you signed up to snitch. Nobody ain't forced you. You signed up. This is voluntary.
I guess.
All right. Now,
Sassy as hell.
when y'all were cool and you would see him in the streets, how often would you all hang out with each other?
What you mean?
What you mean what I mean, nigga?
How often would the two of you spend time with each other?
You gotta be specific.
Man.
Sure. Would the two of you go out?
I go out with anybody, even you.
I'm not asking
Nigga try to kick game.
about me. I'm asking about Shannon. Would the two of you go out?
We have went out.
Okay. How often have the two of you gone out?
Yo, by the way, I know a lot of y'all are watching this and y'all be like, yo, he's dodging these questions. You do realize there's 12 individuals on that jury. That, number one, their time is being wasted from their families and their actual jobs. That they're probably not going to take people being dumb and playing on their intelligence to be like, oh, no, these guys are innocent. Nigga, you look guilty. Like, just think about the jury for a second. They got you here for a fucking year, and this degenerate is here acting like he can't answer simple questions. You think that the jury's like, oh, maybe he don't know what's going on. What?
I don't know.
Is it more than, let me see. You said you met him in middle school. You're 32. So
Yo, this is why I understand. This is why I understand why the hell they played Kelsey Nicole's own interrogation tape in court. Because when you playing dumb too much, this is what you know what they should have played? YSL Woody interrogate. This is all they should did is shut that nigga up. All right, nigga. Fuck all that. Nigga, what about this? Fuck all that. All right, fuck
including the potential victim and instigator of the crime.
Yeah, nigga, let's play your own words, because you're acting dumb. But you was acting smart in here. Anyway.
roughly over the course of 20 years.
No.
No, you have not gone out with him?
I met him after me and him went to school, we never hung. I met him in 20 what?
Okay, anyway. Not to make this a long thing, because we're trying to get to a lot of other pertinent things. So, this is what happens afterwards. Essentially what happens is they call a recess afterwards, and Young Thug's attorney, I keep telling you he's like the lead attorney for the defense, he raises a motion, and his motion is for a mistrial, and he believes that there's been severe misconduct that has gone on, because even though this guy is trying to not testify, he is testifying. And on Friday, he refused to even say his name. Now, what you're going to hear Young Thug's attorney try to make a point to the judge saying, hey, judge, I've gotten some information that the reason why this guy is testifying is because he was coerced. He was threatened and intimidated by not only the prosecutor, but also you. And the judge is going to say, nigga, how the fuck you know that? And that's when shit hits the fan. Here we go, Chad.
Okay, Mr. Steele, would you take the podium, please, sir?
Okay. I got to go before this, actually, because I got to go to him making his point. Here we go. So this is a point right here.
I don't think Mr. Adams is back.
Is Mr. Copeland out?
No, he's upstairs.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is where Young Thug's attorney says, yo, I think y'all did some funny shit and threatened that young man to testify, and that is too crazy, and the judge gets defensive.
Yo, go ahead.
The way I understand my constitutional obligations, pursuant to the 6th and 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution, the corresponding sections of the Georgia Constitution, I'm required to make a full and complete statement to the court. For the record, and if another tribunal, commission, or administrative body, I was told, based upon information and belief, that when we arrived at 8:30, 9 o'clock today, we did not come into your courtroom until almost 11:30. And
so they're saying that the witness, Woody, showed up to the court early, and he didn't come into the courtroom till 3 hours later. Why? They're saying that there was a conversation that was had before with the judge on some sidebar conversation, except it's not on the record. And it's actually called this thing called ex parte, but we'll get into that. But he's bringing up that, yo, y'all convinced this nigga by forcing him and threatening him.
Interesting. To restart the stream or to not? I think we should just keep going.
To
I'm
testify.
gonna watch this again tomorrow anyway. You know what? Yeah.
And that's
We'll
not
keep
right.
going.
what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly in chambers, this honorable court reporter at times, honorable court at times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. Then I was told, based upon information belief, that Adrian Love, the lawyer for Mr. Copeland, and this court were together, and Ms. Love made representations that John Melnick supposedly spoke with some attorneys for the accused and wrote an email to Ms. Love, to Adrian Love, stating that Mr. Melnick does not represent the witness, and that Mr. Melnick wrote an email saying F you, and then somehow that email was CC'd to me. That never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason
Ooh, okay. Now, let me give you the context of why they're disagreeing, and you could pick who you believe is right. Legally, I guess we probably both don't know who's right. So the premise of this argument that's about to happen, Young Thug's lawyer, okay, the guy with the silver hair or gray hair, he says, y'all had a conversation in your chambers that was disturbing to the process of pursuing justice. Okay, it feels like people were being harassed or coerced to have to be compelled to testify. That's not how the legal process goes, especially in private. Okay, if someone says on the record they're pleading the Fifth and they were down to get held in contempt, you can't then remind them off the record, yo, you know, you better do it today because we gonna lock you up again, and this time it's gonna be for months. That's what Young Thug's lawyer is saying. The judge is saying, wait. How do you know about any conversation that even resembles that? So it appears that the judge is saying that conversation might have happened. He's just saying, how did you know? You weren't invited. You weren't in the room. And he's saying, because, you know, now it's more of a court procedural thing. The judge, big dogs.
This is just, y'all know this is nighttime, Vic. I should have just told y'all we just bullshitting tonight. Tomorrow morning. Because I didn't expect Act to freaking just come up here and just fucking. This is why Act is the best. But after I process what the hell I'm listening to and everything, tomorrow morning when we wake up fresh, we're going to come on here and talk about this. But tonight, we're going to chill. We're going to listen. Let's play a little games and just kind of process the information. And tomorrow morning is where we're going to do a deep dive inside the information. It will be a great stream. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things from the stream, and it just started. And I thought I was doing a deep dive. Looks like we need to go back watching the Young Thug trial day by day. Remember when we was doing that? Getting some good numbers, too.
To have spied or have eavesdropped or find out private conversations that I had in my chambers than if I was doing something wrong. And that's the judge's point. So the judge is like, if you gotta tell me how you found out, because if you don't tell me, that's a problem. But Young Thug's lawyer is like, fuck how I found out. If this is true, that's a problem. So he wants to talk about how they found out, the judge, and then he wants to talk about what they found out. And that's where they get crossed. Here's the conversation, and I gotta warn you, it's about like 10 minutes. Check it out.
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it?
I'm going to answer you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCU.
By the way, let me give you a better analogy. It's like your girl saying to you, yo, you cheated on me with this bitch at this time. And now, here's the thing. You know she ain't go through your phone. You know she ain't got no track on your car. You know the only way she could have found out that you fucked that bitch is because that bitch called her and told her. You not even... So you change the subject. Yo, how you even know? You just want to know how the hell she found out while she wants to talk about, nigga, you cheated, nigga. So it's the most hilarious conversation in court context.
DDER versus state, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me and you and Mr. Adams meet with me and others have met with me. It's those are ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said.
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to
you
answer that question.
You're not?
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this information?
I'm not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have this. I have problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversations with a party. I mean,
a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling. This is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court handed Mr. Copeland.
Tell me how you got the information.
Listen, whatever you want to do.
Tell me how you got the information, then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it proprietary?
Or information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court, or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're
It's bigger than I think. It's just horrible. It goes down in flames. And it goes down in flames. Oh, Jesus. This is big. This is what we think. It's like what we think had be going on. But now we be hearing it. Coercion. Trying to coerce a witness to testify against their will.
upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why,
sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who this. Tell me who this information was.
I don't
come
want to be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering.
Attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I am telling
I tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me who if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put.
By the way, these two have been like at each other the entire trial. I'm wondering what's the ramifications. Like, Brian Steele operates in his court a lot. These two have been fighting, yelling at each other, calling each other unprofessional this whole time. Like, it's no way, like, they've disrespected each other professionally. And if you know anything about the legal process, a lot of these defense attorneys are mad buddy-buddy with the judge, because they kind of need a judge. These two, and by the way, this, you know what this has told me? Brian Steele, remember when he said he's going to fight for Young Thug even if it's with the last a drop of blood in his body? It tells me, I don't know how much Young Thug paying him, but he's down to get locked up. He's down to burn relationships. He's going crazy for Thug.
I'm going to put you in contempt because That is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information supposedly from my chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You should have told me.
See it anymore. I don't see it anymore. And of course, I think
Damn,
we
that's
watch bad.
it's deep. Oh damn, I did something. My
Voice for
bad.
nostalgia.
Fuck, I can't believe I fucked it up. It was getting so good. I didn't even know this happened. I fucking you see what I'm saying, chat? We look up this information. I'm shocked that I didn't. But today was supposed to be my day off. Just one of your day off. We gotta be better. This is information I should have been had.
The issue is
Stand the law.
you cannot violate. You
I mean, I was
Stand the law.
at the
you
very
cannot
Stand the law.
you cannot violate. You can't.
What the hell is going on, man? Let's go to freaking YouTube, bro. What?
We'll talk. Ever since he slapped that nigga, looked like he been aging backward. To be heard before performing Not Like Us for the first time, probably Euphoria, and please the fifth. Oh my god, I can't type today. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play the whole thing. To note, if Gunna took the stand, this is exactly how it would go.
You want to be here.
Oh,
Did that relationship develop over time, where he became more than just a dude on the street?
I guess.
Okay. And when you say "I guess," what do you mean?
What you mean? What do I mean? We became cool.
Okay.
yo, y'all gotta start shaming some of these niggas, man. Yo, these prosecutors going too soft on him. You gotta remind this nigga, hey.
I'm asking you a question.
And I'm
How
gonna
did you
answer
find
your
out
question.
about it?
I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCU.
By the way, let me give you a better analogy. It's like your girl saying to you, yo, you cheated on me with this bitch at this time. And now, here's the thing. You know she ain't go through your phone. You know she ain't got no track on your car. You know the only way she could have found out that you fucked that bitch is because that bitch called her and told her. You not even, so you change the subject. Yo, how you even know? You just want to know how the hell she found out while she wants to talk about, nigga, you cheated, nigga. So it's the most hilarious conversation in court context.
DDER versus State, which is 298 Georgia, 438. It's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me, and you and Mr. Adams meet with me, and others have met with me. It's those are ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of the record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to
you?
answer that question.
You're not.
No, I will not answer that question.
Why will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate, and I'm not trying to get
No.
anybody else
I'm
into
asking you,
any-
how did you get this
I'm
information?
not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have his. I got problems right now. and
Okay,
I'd like to
I know.
continue.
Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that how somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversations with a party. I mean,
A party,
yes.
a witness who was sworn in Friday. The court's telling. This is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court
Mr.
handed
Steele, ask
Mr.
me.
Copeland.
Tell me how you
perjury.
got. Tell me how you got the information.
Listen. Whatever you want to do.
Tell me
I'm
how
not
you
telling
got the information. Then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It
I was
concerns
told-
me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it
or
proprietary?
information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party,
Why?
state of Georgia.
How about the witness? How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly
that's-
this honorable court,
Okay.
or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele,
I'm
I
doing
still
what
want to
everybody
know,
should
how
do.
did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why did
Sir,
this
I'm going to
happen?
hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who the,
I'm not- I will-
tell me who this
I
information
don't
was
want to
come
be
from.
held in contempt.
Well,
I'm not
then,
answering that question. That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not answering.
attorney-client privilege, unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I am
I
telling
tell you
you-
what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me
Don't
who
have
you,
to. I'm
if
gonna
you don't tell me
continue.
who it is, I'm going to put
By the way, these two have been like at each other the entire trial. I'm wondering what's the ramifications. Like, Brian Steele operates in his court a lot. These two have been fighting, yelling at each other, calling each other unprofessional this whole time. Like, it's no way, like, they've disrespected each other professionally. And if you know anything about the legal process, a lot of these defense attorneys are mad buddy-buddy with the judge, because they kind of need a judge. These two, and by the way, this, you know what this has told me? Brian Steele, remember when he said he's going to fight for Young Thug even if it's with the last a drop of blood in his body? It tells me, I don't know how much Young Thug paying him, but he's down to get locked up. He's down to burn relationships. He's going crazy for Thug.
But let me-
I'm going to put you in contempt
I
because
understand.
that is not attorney-client privilege.
Attorney work product privilege. I am not.
How did you get that information
go to
supposedly
answer
from
that
my
question.
chambers? Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I don't need it. I want to
you got
continue.
five- you got 5 minutes,
This is
you know?
what I was told. Mr. Copeland,
recess.
Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas and was. Don't take my notes. No.
I don't think Mr. Adams is back. I have a,
He is. He's right behind you.
sorry, I have a motion that I need to make outside the presence of Mr. Copeland.
All right, you can make it right now. Is he out?
Okay.
Deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of it does not represent the will to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me, and you and Mr. Adams meet with me, and others have met with me. It's those were ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was
Okay, now it gets more spicier, and I'm skipping past some parts because I don't want to bore us to death. So essentially what happens, right? The judge says, I'm going to give you a little while that you can rethink this. Remember, I'm the boss in this courtroom. I need to know how you found out this shit that you're accusing,
have to do
and
the
you're
whole
quoting specific
fucking
things that
thing
you would
over
only
again.
know if you were in that room. How did you find that? Basically, the judge is asking the lawyer to snitch on who told him that, right? And Brian Steele is saying, I ain't gonna tell you. Fuck all that. And the judge is saying, I'm gonna hold you in contempt, which means I'm gonna probably get you taken into custody or getting struck on the record. And this is the ultimate, this is the ending of all this right here.
In order,
Interrupt.
you need to please tell me who you got it from. I'm not asking you sum and substance of anything as of yet, okay? But I need you to tell me how you got the information. If you don't tell me how you got the information, I'm going to hold you in contempt.
I understand. I don't want to be held in contempt.
And I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is so sacrosanct to have a conversation in my chambers parroted to you and others. It is that serious.
Yeah. And that's why I raised it. It is that serious that we should have been there and it shouldn't have happened.
Sir, that's a whole separate issue, and that's why
is the issue.
ex parte conversations are recorded.
Why would it be ex parte? You're acting like it's ex parte under seal.
It's ex parte. It's ex parte because that's what the state asked me to do. It's just like when you asked me for an ex parte conversation.
I've never asked this honorable court or any court to meet with me and a witness.
Sir, you're straying off the issue.
I'm not. I'm trying
the issue is how did you get this information?
I understand the issue. I promise you, I understand it. But what I'm trying to ask you is, if you look at Comment 5, this is how I understand the law.
You cannot you can't violate something and then use privilege. Okay?
I'm not violating anything.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying, how did you get information?
But just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. You're saying, you're threatening me with contempt.
Privilege would occur. The privilege in 1.6 would occur if you.
I'm just reading from it. But if I'm reading it wrong, I'm not trying to. It says 1.6 applies not merely.
All right, so he's saying it's client privilege. The judge is going to say your client would have never known about this or known it as a fact. And also, if your client even did know about it, that means your client is communicating with maybe either court officials that would be improper, or communicating with the witness attorney or the witness himself, which is also improper. Anyway, they start kind of getting nasty with each other.
You're assuming something because I told you to 5 o'clock or thereafter. But one can't do that.
He's gonna say, I'm gonna put you in custody.
Yes, you can, because I have an idea how you got it.
Well, your idea.
I have an idea how you got it, but that's improper, sir.
Your idea may be wrong, and you're asking me to listen. I told you the first time.
By the way, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen this much back talking to a judge. Yo, they talking like homies. Like, man, any judge I've ever seen, they tell everybody to shut the fuck up.
And I'm not
sure. I don't want to hold you in contempt, but this is that serious,
Judge.
You cannot eavesdrop and get information that was not meant for you to hear at that particular point in time.
Judge, listen, and listen. I'll do whatever you want to 5 o'clock or thereafter. But what I'm trying to tell you is, Your Honor, this is so serious to me. We need a hearing, and I'm moving for a mistrial. It is my understanding, based upon information belief,
from whom?
Part of it.
From whom?
Well, I'd like to get the substance first, and then we can.
Okay, well, then you'll be in custody until then, because because you need to tell me how you got the information. I'm not asking you what was said. You've already kind of given us some snippets of what you said. That tells me that somebody parroted that information to you. So,
but you're assuming something because I told you already.
Well, then, other than if you were sitting, unless you were sitting in there with a recorder, or Miss Love or Miss Hilton, or one of the deputies gave you that information, or Miss Weaver shot you a rough copy of the transcript, there's only one other person that's left.
Well, Your Honor.
And if that person gave you that information or shared that information with you, she probably violated privilege.
Well, let me tell you two things. One, I don't know how that is a privileged communication. It shouldn't have been.
Well, it's because she has a client she's supposed to represent.
Who are you talking about?
But anyways, I'm not going to have a.
When I got this information,
I'm not going to have any further conversation with you about this. I want to know. The question still remains. I want to know who gave you the information.
I'd like to know what information happened outside her presence. That's really it.
He can go into custody at this point in time.
I think that the court needs to again declare a mistrial based upon.
Okay, and I'm going to deny your motion. I'm going to deny your motion.
I understand that you spoke with a witness outside of our presence.
And whenever, yes, I had an ex parte conversation, which is appropriate.
And you influenced the witness based on information belief, and I'd like.
So he's saying he influenced Woody to testify.
I'd like to have that all on the record.
All right.
I mean, I don't know why that's so hard to do. If nothing happened bad, that's fine. But you're acting like, tell me who it is and don't talk about the substance. Why can't we have an issue that was outside of presence? It should not have been.
Because you got some information that you shouldn't have gotten.
Why?
I know I'm going in and out. We will make this stream up no matter what. Promise you.
Well, we can. That's for another day.
But why?
Okay,
why
that's for another day.
That is a fact.
in the first place. I didn't know about this stuff.
That's for another day. So
I raised it as soon as we found out about it.
well,
I gave you the case I'm relying on. I assume you read it. If you didn't read it, you should read it. It's a material part, a critical part of the case. When a judge speaks with a witness outside the presence of the accused, the court has said it's right there in Division 2.
okay.
That is a material or critical part of the case, and it's an automatic reversal.
Mr. Steele.
But you're acting like it's
Mr. Steele,
private.
that is not when
Okay.
I'm respectfully requesting the transcript that you mentioned to be given.
Everything
The
gets
issue is in
denied.
it.
On record
And,
with
and let me get to the part where he actually gets arrested. Okay. Here, this is how it goes. So this is the other Young Thug attorney who basically, the judge is going to say, hey, we're taking this nigga into custody. And the other attorney says, well, we can't deal with this case without our lead guy. And the judge is going to say, I don't give a fuck.
Ms. T. Williams? All right, thank you, madam. Motion's denied. Mr. Gardner?
So again, that's what I'm saying. Everybody follows behind Young Thug's attorney. When Young Thug's attorney goes for a motion for mistrial, every other attorney, like random attorneys, say, hey, we got something to say. What? Motion for mistrial? Yeah, what he said. Y'all shouldn't have met with the fucking witness. So the judge is denying everybody, right?
Okay, so noted. All right. Okay, Mr. Steele, last time. Who told you? All right, Mr. Steele's in custody. And once he clears the area, we'll go ahead and get started.
So he basically tells the bailiff's arrested.
Yeah, we're
Now this is another one of Young Thug's attorney who's then saying, hey, it's impossible for us to go forward without this guy.
going to continue. I'm not caught nothing.
I'm not going to participate in the trial without the Steele.
So he's saying, I'm not going to participate in the trial without the lead attorney, that's for Thug, and the judge is going to say, I don't give a fuck.
You don't have that luxury at this point in time, sir. You don't. You don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury at this point in time. You don't.
Yeah, we're not even going to restart it. We're just going to chill. It's a chill night anyway, and we're going to just redo it all tomorrow. Trust me, I'm not happy, but, things happen.
Addressing the issue that we believe is germane.
Sir,
to get the fulfilled version of this whole stream, and now it's like, every time I try to sit down, it's just not. This is why I wanted to take today off, but of course, Act comes in here and says, "Nope, no days off."
You all are really getting yourselves cross purposes.
That's why he's the best, though.
At this point in time,
I can't find content. This nigga comes here and is like, "Yep, took a break. I got plenty of content." Well, shit. I always got content though.
Sir, I'm telling you. You are at this point in time. You made some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time.
My brain is going 1,000 miles an hour right now. What did I tell y'all? The biasness of this freaking courtroom is just, the stench is unbelievable. It's, God damn. And now this is like, oh my. If this doesn't tell you if it tastes like a rat, if it smells like a rat, if it quacks like a duck, if it looks like a duck, what the hell do you think it is, man?
He's in custody.
It's definitely not a gator.
We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed, but I'm not going to take it up right now.
I will not.
Say again?
Respectfully, I will not. I cannot.
Sir, you have to. Well, You're gonna have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time, sir. Yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this. You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. And I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir. I'm telling you, as the court, under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think, sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning that.
If there is any action.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. This is such a big deal that let's say Young Thug gets found guilty. This is probably going to be one of the main things that is used to form a grounds for appeal, right? Yo, this witness, which, by the way, it's been bullshit witnesses all towards this point. This guy, YSL Woody, is supposed to be one of the main guys who could corroborate certain events that revolve around the main crime, around the death of Donovan Nutt Thomas and other violent incident that supposedly YSL is in. So this guy, Woody, not testifying is a huge thing. And if it's the belief of the defendants that he only testified because the judge kind of forced him, this is huge.
Some of the information that we
But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay, and the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers.
Part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the dark
You're just glossing over that.
That's
You're
what your
glossing over
dream
that
was,
in its
hearing
entirety.
that. The archdemon, it talks to the
It's not,
horde,
sir.
and we feel it just as they do.
That's not
That's
what.
why we
that's
know
that's
this
that's
is
not what
really a
happened.
blight.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I'm just telling you, that's not what happened.
Judge, respectfully, we are not.
He did. He said he felt the archdemon's presence. Everyone just assumed he was guessing.
Okay,
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the archdemon a bit, but I sure can't.
Right.
Anyhow,
Take Mr. Steele
when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
Your Honor, would the court afford me one moment to confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of situation?
Okay. All right.
So he gets locked up.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. You certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
Okay, so he gets locked up. He should be free now, if you guys are wondering. He was only held in contempt and was supposed to be jailed until 5 o'clock, which was going to be the end of the court day, which obviously right now is 7 o'clock Eastern time, which means he should be. Again, these are lawyer games. They're not trying to really lock him up like a criminal, but it's like, the judge is really, he might be ego tripping, but he's trying to put his foot down, and Brian Steele's also trying to put his foot down, trying to make sure Young Thug doesn't get found guilty, because even though there's a lot of grounds for appeal, but you rather your client beats the case, right? These are some other lawyers that's reacting to Brian Steele getting taken into custody. Someone says, whoa, Brian Steele is now confronting Judge Glanville about an ex parte conversation between the judge. the DA and a witness. Steele says this violates the Georgia Constitution. Glanville wants to know blah blah. Andrew Feischman says obviously the source was the lawyer for the witness. We all know that, so it's the lawyer for YSL Woody. And obviously it's wildly improper to try to swear that lawyer to secrecy. And someone else says, apparently these are all lawyers, says, I mean, I know literally nothing about this case, but how could a judge have an ex parte with the DA? And this other person says, the judge seems to concede that it was an ex parte conversation with the DA to persuade the witness to testify, and it strikes me that they didn't want Brian Steele there because he would have correctly objected to it. Then someone says, I mean, how does that not instantly end whatever case this is? And then someone says, if this case ends, it's only going to be because another court steps in, I suspect. Basically saying this shit is just like some wild shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Then Bradford Cohen, we had him on here not too long ago. He says this case and this judge is off the reservation. This is an instant mistrial. I can't believe the judge thinks taking a defense attorney into custody isn't a mistrial. Brian Steele is a real one. Defense attorneys across the country should be terrified by the lack of judicial knowledge. Okay? So it looks like they're kind of getting Brian Steele's back on this, right? Again,
I screamed like a little girl.
Games,
Duncan said he thought I had someone in my room.
But it's like, the judge is
Not
really
embarrassing at all. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
And Brian Steele's always trying to put his foot down, trying to make sure Young Thug doesn't get found guilty. Because even though, there's a lot of grounds for appeal, but you rather your client beats the case, right? These are some other lawyers that's reacted to Brian Steele getting taken into custody. Someone says, whoa, Brian Steele is now confronting Judge Glanville about an ex parte conversation between the judge, the DA, and a witness. Steele says this violates the Georgia Constitution. Glanville wants to know blah blah.
It's good to see you, my timely rescuer.
Was the lawyer
Bodon Fenton at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence.
I mean,
how does that
know
sound?
literally
Good?
nothing
Yes?
about this case, but how could a judge have an ex parte with the DA? And this other person says, the judge seems to concede
Wonderful.
that it was an ex parte.
Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
With the
Thank you,
DA
sir.
to
We
persuade
won't be a bother to you and your
the
companions, I
witness to
assure
testify.
you.
And it
You
strikes
should
me
need
that they didn't
enchantments,
want
simply
Brian
talk
Steele
to
there
my boy,
because he would have
otherwise come
correctly
speak with me.
Objected to it. Then someone says, I mean, how does that not instantly end whatever case this is? And then someone says, if this case ends, it's only going to be because another court steps in, I suspect. Basically saying this shit is just like some wild shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Then Bradford Cohen, we had him on here not too long ago. He says this case and this judge is off the reservation. This is an instant mistrial. I can't believe the judge thinks taking a defense attorney into custody isn't a mistrial. Brian Steele is a real one. Defense attorneys across the country should be terrified by the lack of judicial knowledge. Okay? So it looks like they're kind of getting Brian Steele's back on this, right? The case is still going on currently. I actually do have one more thing in regards to this. And it's essentially...
What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. Any of us could. I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. I don't know. Have you had someone close to you die?
Yo, Judge, you're out of
Not that I mean to pry.
So this is right now lawyers versus the judge.
Oh,
the DAs
sorry
are just
about that.
out.
Let's
But these
get
are
going.
defense attorneys
We still have a lot to...
versus the judge.
What do you need?
And I believe this will get posted in a second. By the way, some Tory Lanez news just popped up. We're going to be talking about that in a second. Let me see this. By the way, thank you guys for all tuning in.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him what was he? Oh, certainly, I could do that.
I'm always extremely humbled by all the support we get for all the streaming. just the amount of people who even show up here. So I take this job like with the utmost seriousness and respect. And now that I'm back, I hope I give you all the entertainment. Okay. We're gonna get some more fun topics. I'm just kind of getting through some of like I'm just getting through some of the hard topics where you guys want
in that position. That leaves Mr. Williams represented, at least at this juncture, by myself. That puts me in a position of making sure the court is aware that I'm in receipt of the same information that Mr. Steele received. I'm of the same opinion that the court has engaged in behavior that I believe compromises and corrupts the continuation of this trial. I do believe that we are entitled to and should receive a copy of the transcript so that a full investigation can be made as to what we believe has occurred here.
Anyhow,
I take the same position as Mr. Steele. I am asking for a mistrial, as he did previously, and I'm telling the
By the way, these are all formalities. The judge is going to say no, right?
court that
Like it doesn't like he said no to 3,000 attempts at this trial.
I do not believe that we can proceed at this point based upon the information that we've received.
All right, so
And frankly, I don't believe the state has any say in that. My statements are in regards to my representation of Mr. Williams, and if Mr. Steele is going to be held in contempt, I have exactly the same position. I also do not.
Well, I asked him, so I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
So essentially, this black dude was saying, "You could lock me up too, because I feel the same way like he felt. Y'all fucked up. Y'all did some crazy shit in this case. Y'all should never talk to this witness in some private little setting to try to get him to testify. That's fucked up." And he's like, "Yo, if you're gonna hold my other co-counsel, which is Brian,
We'll be off
contempt
as soon
and
as
lock
this
him up,
mess is
you
clean.
could lock me up too."
Thank you, Coroner.
Hello. It's like this is like my song, like Picketing saying, "Yo, just lock me up," and the cops are like, "Nigga, ain't nobody give a fuck about you." So the judge literally says, "Nigga, I asked him. That's why I held him in contempt. I asked him. Shut up."
So, but I'll leave it at that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Enough of this. So, just very interesting. What a lot of people do believe, and if you want my analysis, but also for what many attorneys and very seasoned people in the judicial system has said about this trial, is that this trial is either going to end in a mistrial, or no matter what happens, unless Young Thug is found not guilty, it's automatically going to be appealed, and they believe the appeal will be granted. There's just too many things and too many little nuances that should have been addressed to make sure that Young Thug and his other co-defendants are having a fair trial, that have been ignored, or things that have been like just missed. So it's either going to end in a mistrial, or like obviously the one option would be he's found not guilty, which I don't think the prosecutors would try to do this again. They'll be like, fuck it, go ahead, right? A mistrial, I think they would still try to do it again. Well, actually, if you get found not guilty, you can't do it again, right? But I think that's whatever. But it's looking like the judge and the DA are kind of making it kind of seem like he's gonna get found guilty. They're not gonna do a mistrial. Mistrial, they would probably do it again. So they would probably just hold Young Thug in jail, or they'll start going back to court saying, "Hey, listen, because you let him out on bail," which they've seemingly refused to do. But it would be like the YNW Melly thing, right? Even though that wasn't a mistrial, that was actually a hung jury that actually got called a mistrial, right? I think that was correct. Regardless, this case ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, it's not going nowhere. But I will caution anyone who thinks Young Thug's about to be free. He's just not. Like, he's just not gonna be free, bro. Like, if you ask me from how this looks, I would be shocked if Young Thug is even out in 2025. This case is gonna go for the extent of this year, probably into spring, maybe summer, maybe even winter of 2025. There's gonna be other development, other drama. Maybe at some point it's a mistrial, which they got to start it again, which that's gonna be another 2 to 3 years. Or let's say they get I don't think it's gonna result in an innocent verdict. Let's say he gets found guilty, then he's gonna go to appeal court. honestly, I don't think we see Young Thug still for another 2 years. 2 to 3 years. And that's if shit goes well for him, right? Let's say it goes to a mistrial. Now, this is the way how to get out of this, right? Fonnie Willis is getting killed. Like, her prosecution of Trump is basically halted. Her misconduct hearings about her fucking, the special prosecutor got her under fire. If you don't know, a district attorney is a elected position. So the people have to elect you, which means eventually you are working in the best interest of the people. Now, after you've gotten a lot of bad press for trying to convict or trying to prosecute a former president, now we found out that you're fucking a special attorney or a special prosecutor, that you overpaid, that nobody's ever got paid that money for being a special prosecutor. If you're trying to, because if you don't know, Fonnie Willis took this case as, hey, I'm going to show you why I'm good for this. You know how sometimes black women will show that they're strong by going at black men because, a white woman does it, you'll call them racist. That's Fonnie Willis' thing. It's a Kamala Harris strategy, right? Like, yo, I'm gonna go at these gangbangers. Because if it was a white woman, like, people would just say this is racist, right? But you have a black woman going against these black guys who supposedly are ruining their own communities, even though they're popping bottles and wearing chains. People allow that. Atlanta is a very predominantly black, district in terms of demographic. However, after this Trump shit, this just isn't going to be a priority for Fonnie Willis anymore. It's not going to gain her no brownie points by putting Young Thug in prison, right? So out for this is a mistrial, and subsequently in the next couple of months, the prosecution or the DA office realized they got so much other shit going on, Trump about to actually run for presidency, they're gonna just say, fuck it, we're just not prosecuting these YSL dudes, or we're gonna just chalk it up as a win on our book by giving everybody time served. Because these guys been locked up for a while, right? So that's really the best outcome. I think if you're a Young Thug fan and you're like, I hope he's innocent, you're gonna be very disappointed. Like, he's gonna get found guilty or mistrial. That's it. Like just think logically. Like, you know what I mean? Like, also these people on the jury, like, they're also frustrated. Every 20 minutes they get told to leave the court. Hey, could you leave the court? We have like 15 motions to get to. Hey, could you leave the court? We gotta talk to the witness. Hey, could you leave like, they're fucking frustrated. They're not making no money. Half of these, so there's a lot of frustration going on. So what I think is gonna happen is that it's gonna be a mistrial, and then based on what's going on with Fonnie Willis, this office is gonna choose not to go through this whole process again, but they're gonna try to get the W by saying, oh, Young Thug took he took a 15-year probation with time served, but he's free now. You get what I'm saying? And it'll be a PR win, but it's just a waste of money. But at least they don't look completely stupid by getting beaten in court, or by just, looking like complete frauds by saying, hey, we're not going to prosecute again if it's a mistrial. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's what's going to happen. But I still don't think we see Young Thug for 2 to 3 years. I would be very shocked if Young Thug gets out this year, and next year, at least in the early part of next year. So next year, I don't think we see him. Does he get found guilty? I think if this isn't a mistrial, which, by the way, this judge, here's another thing too. The ego of man is so strong. I could tell this judge realizes that his career and his credibility is on the line as well. And that's why, let's say if he was engaging in unethical behavior, like trying to coerce a witness, yeah, because he probably wants a conviction, because it would make all the fuck shit he did or some of the business he was standing on look like, oh, okay, I get why the judge had to be stern. But if Young Thug is innocent, right? Or if they can't convict Young Thug, the judge looks crazy. What? The judge has locked up mad lawyers, has jailed mad people, has done and issued a lot of sanctions, and that some people feel like has, really corrupted the whole court process. So
force people to testify.
I think his ego wants this to be a conviction for Thug. So we'll see though. So I don't think he's going to rule a mistrial. And that's why I agree with Bradford Cohen when he says the only way this is going to get resolved is if another court steps in. Because until this court proceeding is done, the only person who could call the mistrial is going to be Judge Glanville, and he's literally squabbling with these lawyers. He's not trying to call no mistrial, period. Right? Okay, all right, enough of that. Yo, did y'all just see this? This just came up on TMZ. I have a theory about this. So apparently Tory Lanez has filed for divorce from his quote-unquote wife. Now, if you guys don't know, which I just got told Tory Lanez verdict. Let me see. What was the verdict? The verdict was August 8th, 2024. Was it that? No, it wasn't. No, that was a sentence. That was a sentence. What was it? The verdict of guilty. His verdict of guilty, I believe, was December 2022. Someone just like reminded me recently. They're like, "Yo, do you know in 6 months it's gonna make 2 years since Tory Lanez? Like Tory Lanez has actually been incarcerated for 2 damn years. Time flies, bro." Anyway, one of the things about Tory Lanez being convicted and then sentenced to like 10 years or whatever the case is that his citizenship is in, hanging in limbo. He's going to appeal this and third, but it's going to take years. But here's the problem, hanging in limbo. He's going to appeal this and third, but it's going to take years. But here's the problem. Tory is a Canadian citizen. And essentially what happened is that he tried to get married. And it says Tory Lanez's prison stay will likely outlast his marriage, blah, blah, blah. According to court documents, this girl filed a divorce petition last week citing the irreconcilable differences. And what happened is that he got married to his baby mom. So this is his baby mom, right? I don't know if you can find her on social media. I think she probably just stayed low. Rain Cassange or Seange. Okay? He married her, but we all know that play. Like, you marry her, hopefully you can get your papers because he doesn't want to get deported when he gets released. How it's done when you get locked up and convicted of a crime after you serve a year and a day, no matter when you get released, the ICE will pick you up and they will deport you. You usually get almost instant deportation after you do a year in jail because according to the rules and the laws of the land, if you spend over a year and a day in jail, which is usually indicative of a felonious conviction, you're eligible for deportation. So that's how they instantly just flag you and just get you out of the country. Now, Tory works here. Tory lives in Miami. He's not trying to get deported. And what happened is that he tried to pull a play. He tried to marry his baby mama. Now, I don't know how that works when you already have a felony conviction, but this is my theory because now we're getting told less than a year after he got married to her, right? He got married to her less than a year ago. She's filing for divorce. It feels like that didn't work, which is kind of problematic for Tory. If his marriage play didn't work with her for him to get citizenship, it tells me that Tory is definitely right now, no matter when he gets released, unless he appeals, and he's appealing obviously, unless his appeal goes through, it's almost certain that Tory's probably gonna be deported. Okay, you guys understand that, right? Like, he's going to be deported. So he got married to try to get around the process. Here's the thing that was different about Tory and 21. So 21 Savage did the same thing. 21 Savage married one of his baby moms after he got the ICE situation. But here's the thing. The ICE situation that he got wasn't because he was convicted of a crime. Actually, he had some charges for shit, but he didn't get convicted. And by the way, I'm giving y'all insight that you probably wouldn't know. Y'all remember when Savage was beefing with Wack? And Wack has a strategy. He's doing it right now to a No Jumper host, a nigga named Brick Baby. He'd be like, when's the last time you been to court? Yo, you're snitching. If you ain't go to court, you're snitching. Savage couldn't go to court. If he went to court and got, let's say he went through and pled guilty or whatever, or took a plea, anything that would would warrant a felonious conviction or something that could get him in jail for a year and a day would mean he is up for removal from the country. So you know what he did? He just kept pushing back his cases. You know what he did in the meanwhile? Married his chick. He married his baby moms or whoever he married, and he got his citizenship before those cases got to final. The thing with Tory, I think Tory, and this is me just speaking, this is my opinion. I think Tory was mad arrogant. I think Tory was just like, yo, I'm beating this case, easy. Because if Tory was smart, and Tory did know, your fucking citizenship or your residential status in the United States is up for grabs, he would have pushed back this case and got married before the case. Except he got married after the case, or after the case already started type shit. You get what I'm saying? So if you ask me, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think the play worked. Marrying your baby mom to get your citizenship, that whenever you get let out of jail, you're allowed to stay in the States. I don't think it worked. That's why I think she's following the rules. Right? I think Tory went through the ICE shit, and I don't think it worked. And I think she's like, well, there's no need for us to be married anymore if ICE isn't, no, not ICE, immigration isn't processing you and your potential citizenship as normal. At least let me move on my life and also protect our child that we have. So, unfortunately, I think Tory's in a tough spot. And again, I don't have no inside information. I could probably call his people and try to find out, but this is me speculating. I think Tory is legit looking at deportation. Unless he pulls it's not even 3-0
Welcome to the
comeback.
first part of the Rainbow Operation Staff Training. I'm Mira,
comeback
defense instructor of the ROST.
Who gets the
And
10
I'm
first.
Zero, attack instructor.
He
We'll
has
guide
to
you through the
somehow
basics
get
of
the Court of
operations,
Appeals to throw out his
movement, shooting,
conviction.
navigation, environment,
Right? If they
etc.
throw out his
For
conviction,
this portion, you will
good. And then he could hopefully start a new trial.
act as Sledge.
If they
His
want to
unique
stop
ability will help you control your environment.
But in that meanwhile,
Here
he
we
should
are.
delay that.
Let's see what you
and
got,
get married
specialist.
And go do the finesse to go get your citizenship. Because at the end of the
Your
day,
health
he's
is on
already
the
been
bottom
locked
left.
up for 2
Keep
years.
an eye on it.
10 years
We'll
after
be
he
guiding
worked
you
off
using
whatever,
things
from
like
what
the
I've heard in
ones in your
California
comms
time,
display.
he could probably
There
do
are
like
two types:
6
location
years
pings on the left
and get out.
and opponent pings
So
on the
really,
right.
Tory could be out in
Maneuver
4.
your camera
Maybe
to
even
follow
a little
my
bit
ping.
less. They got mad
Great.
programs. in
Now
jail,
walk to
they
the
got
target
time
zone.
off. You got to do something. So from what I think is Tory made a fatal mistake.
See that
I
pinged
think
area on
his
the other side?
arrogance
You'll have to
didn't
go
think he was
around
gonna
to
get,
continue your training.
Convicted, and
Too
he didn't
slow?
secure his
Try sprinting.
secure methods of finding
Fast work.
citizenship.
Now let's get to that shooting range
before
barrier there.
Shoot the target.
And we're now in this very interesting spot. Now, by the way, I want to just say that this is my opinion. I don't have any additional
Now
information,
try while
but
aiming
I'm
down
going
your
off
sights.
of this.
You'll notice the
If
difference.
the wifey is filing for divorce,
Feels better,
if
right?
anything, wifey
ammo's
not supposed to file for
limited.
divorce
Don't
until you got
waste
a
your
green card
shots.
in hand, nigga.
Reload
That
early
green
if you
card gonna
have
say
to. Waiting till the last
you are
second can leave you vulnerable
you're
at a
an
critical
eligible
moment.
permanent resident, right? Even if you're not a citizen. If she's filing divorce less than a year, and from what I've heard from people going through the process, it's taken more than a year to go through this immigration shit. It seems like that was a dud, if you ask me. So, my prayers are with Tory, and I hope everything works out for him. But I don't think this is good news. If his wife is filing for divorce, I mean, there is also another option. Maybe she's also mad at him. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know over what. Maybe she's just like, fuck this nigga. Like, yo, I'm gonna just fuck. You know how a woman could get. I'm about to just fuck his shit up and just take the kid. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe she was asking, like, yo, since you locked up, nigga, I need, like, I'm the only person who keep you in the state, nigga. I need 25 grand a month, nigga. I need it. Send that to my bank account. Fuck that. Who knows? Maybe she's just like, all right, word? All right, nigga, all right, we getting divorced. You figure out how to explain that to immigration. We're getting, I don't know. I just think that I think they try to go through the process, and I think it's a dud because he got convicted before, right? Like if he didn't have that conviction, it would be much different. Okay. Also very interesting. Krishan Rock. Krishan Rock was supposed.
Listen, we're gonna be doing this tomorrow. I am done tired. I had a long day. Super long. Let me go to sleep. I'll see you tomorrow. But let's watch a little bit of this before I go to sleep. I'm tired as hell.
Supposedly arrested and taken into cuffs after she showed up to a Blueface hearing. Blueface supposedly is about to be released. I'm not sure if she was released today, but apparently she's supposed to be released, or he's supposed to be released shortly. There was a hearing that he showed up to court, and of course, she's like a confusing soul, you know, after covering up a bunch of his tattoos and they have beefed. And, you know, I think one of the reasons she tatted his face, like if you don't know why Blueface is in jail, apparently Blueface had a case in Cali, a case in Nevada, and it was understood based on one of the pleas that he could not go back to Nevada. He could not go back to Vegas, right? And also he was on probation for elsewhere where he couldn't get in trouble. Apparently, this girl, Krishan Rock, and everybody knows nobody gets you to do some illegal shit more than a girl because they don't give a fuck about ramification, and they know how to get at you. Oh, I know you ain't a bitch. Oh, you pussy. Like, when a girl says that, you almost want to, like, prove that you're not knowing that women usually don't face jail. Like, they're setting you up. So, essentially, at least according to Wack, she says to Blueface, yo, let's go to Vegas. Blueface say, yo, I can't go to Vegas. Let's not go to Vegas. Wack said, yo, based on the deal the lawyer got, I can't go back there for so-and-so amount of time. Basically, Krishan Rock looks at Blueface and said, damn, you like a bitch. Whatever Wack 100 tell you to do, you do what Wack 100 tell you to do. Like, we can't even go to Vegas to turn up. Of course, Blueface, now the man, the ego kicks in. What? Nah, what the fuck? Yo, come on, man. On schoolyard crib, what are you talking about? So, all right, let's go to Vegas. He said, all right, fuck it, let's go then. They go to Vegas. They get into an altercation, and that sent Blueface to jail, right? So she felt bad afterwards. She tatted his face. Look, you see this right here? She tatted the nigga's face on her face. Remember, she was beefing with the nigga saying she hopes he go to jail? But after she realized she sent him to jail, she tatted his face, which you can tell is just super toxic. And she showed up to court, and she got arrested. And apparently she had a warrant out in Oklahoma where she supposedly beat up some people over there. And she was ducking that warrant, or I think it was a bench warrant because she missed some court dates. And she showed up, so I guess that they put out a warrant for her, which California accepted. And they arrested her at the hearing. There's actually a video somewhere, I could probably find it, on Twitter, of her walking in cuffs after they locked her up at the hearing. And here is the video right now. Does this say after Krishan Rock got arrested, Blueface mom and dad was arguing about who's going to babysit the kid while the parents are in jail? So, by the way, now both parents are in jail and there's a child, right? So now, Krishan Rock's, never mind. Blueface mom and dad were arguing. So this is like Carlissa, and is this the dad? I don't know. I've never seen Blueface dad. But apparently they're arguing who's going to babysit the kid. This is the worst situation in the world. Nobody wants to watch the kid. Everybody wants to turn up, twerk, fight. You know, everybody got time to go meet up with Soulja Boy to fight. Go twerk on Zeus or Bang Bus or whatever the fuck Krishan Rock be doing. Carlissa be in the bathtub all the time. Nobody really got time to really watch the kid. Now both parents are in jail. Now they're arguing at the courthouse who's going to babysit the kid. You could tell they don't want this kid.
Okay. And Mark's not. I've been in there for fucking time.
Oh, I guess this is Blueface dad.
I was needed. Oh, damn. Y'all online thinking I'm the fucking babysitter. My job ain't no fucking babysitter, goddammit.
But that's what everybody looked at you at on the internet.
Shit, whatever. But what you here for? My son got out the fuck with you. It's about you. Not trying to make it about this baby. It's about Jonathan today. Bullshit. That's why you're here for all this. That's why you're here for all this. We know that. We know that. We know this. Goddamn cheat. Get out of my cheat.
That's crazy.
I guess he's a Crip too. it's so sad because yo, you know, this is supposed to be a family moment, and this is why I always also say like, yo, content and fame could ruin like real family ties and people's lives. Yo, even in like this moment should not be on camera. Like this ain't even Zeus where they're monetizing it. Like, who the fuck is filming this moment of them arguing about who's gonna take care of the child?
Yeah, want to go against somebody's will. You feel me? Shit. Fuck this shit. You goddamn stanky ass. Stanky ass. Yeah, I do. But your ugly ass.
Okay, all right. Anyway,
what happened, Christine?
I don't fucking know. They saying I got a whole nother case caught up in fucking downtown. I don't even be downtown.
Now, let me pause and say this. So, with Krishan Rock, you know, the roosters are coming home to roost. Is that the same? Krishan Rock been slapping everybody. She thinks that, you know, putting hands on people. And by the way, you know, I don't wish no ill will on Krishan Rock, but I've seen her influence on young women. And maybe it's young women I've seen, or maybe young women I've been around. This hyper-aggressive, I love to fight, I beat bitches up, oh, I put hands on people with no ramifications. I'm glad we're starting to see some ramifications of it. When you beat people up consistently, yeah, the majority of people are law-abiding citizens who will go to the police, press charges. If you think you're going to just continue your life of being a celebrity without having to deal with those charges, warrants get put out. And then when you think you're living your life at the most random moment, they'll put you in cuffs because you have to be accountable for what you do. You were told mad times, stop hitting on other women, stop hitting on men. You didn't care because you were turned up. Now you got cases in Oklahoma. There's a theft situation in somewhere in the Midwest, another place. She has all type of different charges, right? Also bench warrants because she's ignored them because now she's a celebrity. She thinks she can get away with shit. No. You got to deal with the bullshit you started. You get what I mean? And one thing I do realize, this is the Krishan Rock effect, where ghetto ratchet behavior, a lot of, and I'll say women because men, we instantly have to deal with when men do bullshit, you have to deal with the side effects or consequences immediately. A woman could do some bullshit and start crying or hide behind or get a man to coddle or cover it up without having to take accountability. So me seeing Krishan Rock having to take accountability is actually good. And I hope all her followers actually see this, right? There's a bunch of ghetto ratchet hood rat bitches who literally think going around putting hands on people, fighting, slapping, smacking people is the way to go. And those people should realize, hey, you're just like the nigga who thought robbing people in the hood or shooting shit up was cool. Yeah, you're going to be in court not only bi-weekly. You're going to be there usually every day or you're going to be in jail. And I think she's learned that lesson. So I don't really wish ill will on her, but I think she needs to learn the lesson of accountability.
I got my people looking into it. I don't know where you're going to sleep.
Excuse me, sir, what are you guys arresting her for?
A whole other charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
There's a warrant for her. Right. You gonna record me the whole way?
The whole way, beautiful.
Why?
You're a big star.
Oh God, this is not big shit at all. This is messy.
Yo, Krishan be looking like almost an Incredible Hulk. I kind of feel like she could just snap these cuffs off of her fucking hands. Anyway, I don't want to like, you know, celebrate, you know, her being arrested and nothing like that. I just think she should know about some accountability. Okay, some accountability. That's it. Okay. Oh, what is this?
What happened, Christine?
Okay, that's that. All right, man. Well, ain't that
all right? Let me go to sleep, y'all. I'm about to fall asleep right here, man. I'm done. I'm probably tired. I'll see y'all tomorrow. This stream did not work out as I planned. I am done. But we're gonna be reviewing all this tomorrow morning. I'll see you.